The Super Media Bros podcast is a founding member of the OddPods Media Network.
Super Media Bros.
Dude, I don't think we could have put the most random shit together again if we tried on this one.
Honestly, I had no idea that you meant in one episode. I thought all of these topics were gonna get their own show. What the fuck is this?
Welcome to your first catch-all episode.
Yeah, this is just a fucking soup.
And everybody else out there, welcome to episode 213 of the Super Media Bros podcast. I'm Richie.
I'm Devin.
And this is a smorgasbord.
Yeah, dude, like, I don't even know what to say. How do you even start this episode? Like, there's no organic segue from one to the next.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, is there?
Oh, absolutely.
You got some ideas?
No.
Oh.
I can just look at it.
Okay.
So we have like a bunch of shit to talk about, and it's going to be for everybody. There's music, there's movies, and there's pro wrestling, so all the shit we talk about across a bunch of episodes in one. We haven't done an episode like this in a very long time. Before we get into all this stuff, though, let's get into some listener feedback. You know, because we actually have more.
Really?
One is a voicemail.
Wait, we actually got some... One of you jackasses actually took the time to do that?
Yeah, somebody actually took the time to do it, which if you want to leave a voicemail, you can just go to supermediabrospodcast.com.
Well, that'd be fucking damn.
Yeah, and you can click on the little orange tab that comes out on the side. It's as simple as a click of a mouse or a tap on your mobile device. So I would like to read a review that came to us on Apple Podcasts. I really hope I don't screw this name up. Ked Moo. KEDMOOMOO. I know, I did too. I was like, that's funny.
That is exactly what I expected one of our listeners to be named.
Right. So Ked Moo writes 5 stars.
Nice.
It's like hanging out with your friends and talking about random stuff, but my friends aren't actually as funny as these guys. Actually, can you guys replace my friends?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can replace your friends.
Yeah. Just keep tuning in every week. We are your friends. We are your family.
We'll be your new friend and your new family. Let's get into this voicemail, because I'm actually very curious.
Yeah, like, I'm going to be honest with you. When you told me that this was going to be an option, I didn't think anybody would do it. But, like, here we are.
Here's the only thing, though, as I'm looking at this, they didn't even leave a name. There's nothing.
Okay.
So I guess let's find out.
This that Devin Como feller. I've been trying to get a hold of you. Come fuck my wife again. That's all she's been talking about since last time, you know. And I'm tired of hearing her. I'm tired of hearing her complain. You know, I'm just trying to get some breathing space back. Can you just return my calls, please? Come on.
Devin. Is that where you were in December when you couldn't make that one episode?
Okay, listen. I wasn't happy with you at the time. I needed to get out a little bit of stress. And in the process, I gave a woman exactly what her man could not. And now here we are. Once again, my guess is he liked the peace and quiet. That's what I got out of the message. And I like the punani. So... Yeah, I'll be there.
That was the listener feedback for this week. I have nothing. I've got nothing for that.
Really?
Yeah.
No comment?
No, I've got nothing. You're
gonna now. Whenever the recording stops, scale of 1 to 10, how loud are you gonna fuss?
I'm not gonna fuss at all.
You're just tired.
I'm just tired.
You're giving me the I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. You're just a sad dad now.
Thought I taught you better than that, boy.
You didn't.
No, it's
you know
okay.
damn good and well you didn't.
It's okay. Yeah, if you want to leave some feedback, go to supermediabrospodcast.com and click on that good old voicemail tab. To whoever that dude was.
I know who it was. His name is...
Yeah, our sponsors are going to drop us like a motherfucker now. Let's get on with the show. Would you like to talk about Poppy, sir?
I would. So hold on. How much of it have you listened to? How much of her music?
I've listened to a lot of it.
Okay.
Like I was sitting here the other day just going through her YouTube channel in general because I remember Poppy like before the music even happened.
Yeah.
That whole Uncanny Valley kind of shit where
the pastel colors.
Yeah, the whole Android shit where you're kind of like, is this real? Obviously, you know it's a real person, but I got to be honest. When I first saw who she was and I first saw like the videos, I was like, this is oddly entertaining, but also very like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's funny because whenever she first like started to burst on the scene, I remember like everybody was like, is she okay? Like everybody thought that this girl was in danger.
And I mean, really all it is just performance art.
It is. But here's the thing. Every response that she gets, large group responses like that, she will use. Like, there was literally a video that was titled, Am I Okay? But it's so satire. Because if you look at her music videos, whenever she was still going by that Poppy, the music video to Low Life, I believe, that was all about, like, the celebrity life and how it's not glamorous and the fucking devil was in it and shit.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed how the satire that she focuses on is like internet culture.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see that YouTube, I think it was like a YouTube Red short film that she did?
If it was on YouTube Red, then no, I don't have a subscription.
Oh, it's so good. Like, okay, so basically, I don't want to give it away for you, but like basically she comes on board to be like this figurehead of this label, I guess, or whatever, or this production company, and she does her shtick on camera where she's just in a white background and just talking random shit, and the producers are sitting there like, this is what she does, and they're just like, and the other guy that hired her is like, this is what she does, and they're looking like at live numbers, talking about how they're like, holy shit, she's got like 5 million hits on this video, and she's got tens of millions of followers on her social media platforms, and she's just sitting there and she's like basically saying she likes it when she has a lot of followers because that means that she'll have a ton of likes and comments to scroll through and read. And you know, it's shit like that. And I was like, this is great. And she pulls it off really well.
Dude, her voice is like this eerie, hypnotic, like every word just lingers with you after she says it.
Yeah, like you hang on to every word that she's putting across, and the way it's delivered is very dry but innocent and funny at the same time.
It's very kawaii.
Right, and
I think she would appreciate that because she has a lot of Japanese culture references throughout her discography.
Well, like one of her nicknames was Poppy Chan. So I mean, there you go. And
in her first studio album, there was a song called Moshi Moshi.
Mm-hmm. And you're gonna laugh whenever I say this, but I think it might click in your head that like you hadn't heard this or you haven't thought about this. So I was watching some music videos from I Disagree, like that album. Concrete?
Yeah.
I love that song so much. But because when I was listening to that, I was sitting there going, why hasn't this lady toured with Baby Metal yet?
Yeah.
Because I would go see that concert in a heartbeat. I would absolutely go see it. Hell, she was supposed to open for the Deftones a couple of years ago before the pandemic hit.
I remember this. I
was excited to get tickets for that shit.
Dude, whenever I saw that, I was like, fucking thank God. Because, like, okay, little backstory for you. I'd seen that one clip of her just repeatedly saying, I'm Poppy.
It was like 10 minutes or something.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous.
It was looped. Yeah, it was just like, I think it was like 30 seconds of her saying it, but they looped it over and over and over.
Yeah. And so I saw that, I was like, okay. Thought nothing of it. You know, I was just like, that's the latest, probably like, it's Friday. Like, it just...
You thought it was going to be here today, gone tomorrow.
Yes. And then, like, several years pass. Never heard her name again. Until one day, I don't remember if... God, I don't know if it was an interview that I listened to or one that I read. But I know it was something where Triple H mentioned that he loves Poppy's music. And I was like, pause as a motherfucker. Hold on. Poppy. Why do I know that name?
Like that Poppy.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, no, it can't be that same girl. So then I looked it up, Poppy music. And I looked at her. I was like, well, son of a bitch. She does music now? And Triple H likes it? What the fuck does she make? You know, so I just scrolled through and just kind of looked at the album covers. At the time, it was only like 4 maybe. It was Music to Sleep To, which very relaxing.
Dude, I like that she's got basically 3 EPs of nothing but instrumental shit.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Music to Scream To was very Nine Inch Nails sounding to me.
It was very Nine Inch Nails. Almost, oh God, what was that one Mr. Bungle album? You know the one. Oh God, what was it? Disco Volante.
That's a great album, man.
Yeah, it is, dude. But yeah, Music to Scream To. Here's the thing. At first, whenever I was listening to it, I was about halfway through the first track. I was like, is this what the whole thing is going to be? It's very well made, but whatever, you know, I'll keep listening. And then I finished grocery shopping, and I was like, oh shit, the album's over. So I guess I gotta give it a great review because like I listened to the full thing and thought nothing of it. Like I was just like in a trance.
And it's hilarious that you brought up Mr. Bungle because I was going to say not that her music necessarily parallels Mr. Bungle, but I think that some of the songs that she does, it parallels them not in quote unquote style, but the fact that she changes styles mid-song into like different shit.
That is exactly what I told my buddy Charlie whenever I first listened to I Disagree.
Yeah, like I Disagree, like the album absolutely is top notch. I mean, all her albums are really good. Like Flux is really good too.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
Flux is more stripped down than the rest of her shit if you really want to get down to brass tacks about it. But in my opinion, I feel like so far I Disagree is probably my favorite of hers.
Same.
It's the most diverse. I think it's one of the heavier releases from her. But the song Concrete is where I was sitting there going, oh my God, like there's where she's changing it up. And she does it in a lot of other songs too. But I like how the lyrics are such a contrast to the music itself, like in the melody of the vocals. Dude,
the lyrics to I Disagree were her best work.
Oh, yeah.
Just so fucking good. But no, dude, I was scrolling through and just looking at the album covers and I was just gonna pick one. And then I saw the one for I Disagree. And I was like, is that fucking like death metal? This little girl does death metal?
Like all kind of shit. There's like pop, heavy metal, industrial, death metal.
So I click on that. Bruh, I was fucking floating. I was levitating.
I'm picturing that SpongeBob where he's just like floating up and shit.
Dude, my feet did not touch the ground for the whole fucking run time. And then I was like, all right, what else you got? So I looked at the other ones and I saw Am I a Girl, which was the... Okay, so each album kind of bleeds into the next one, almost like a chronological story.
Yeah, I was going to say because I feel like not just the albums, but if you look at her YouTube channel,
yes,
all of the performance art leads into an album.
Yep.
Leads out of the album into more performance art and then just kind of roller coasters like that.
It's kind of like The Weeknd where he's got his own little universe.
Mm-hmm.
So I clicked on Am I a Girl? And this is going to sound so stupid, but in my mind, I'm like, anytime an album has black and white art cover, it's usually banger. So,
and she's got like nothing but, for most of her promotional shit, is nothing but black and white. But yeah, Poppy.Computer, obviously. And that's such like it's a strange, not a strange looking album cover, but it's like very plain Jane.
That was the beginning chapter, you know, where.
Because she's in that like little blue and white striped, sweater or whatever.
It was where she was just the little computer girl, just a little robot. And, oh, we're all just cute and innocent. And towards the end of the album, it's got a few questionable lyrics sprinkled in, but nothing that makes you go, oh, this is something sinister underneath, you know? But then Am I a Girl comes in, and it starts off that way, where she's just like this rich, famous, I'm just living life. She never actually says this, but it's the vibe of, I'm better than you. And that's whenever you've got the two interludes that show her malfunctioning. By the end of the album, she gets demonic.
Which explains the album cover by Disagree.
Yes.
Which that album cover is metal as fuck. I don't care what anybody says, man.
Dude, it's so fucking good. But that's the thing, is like whenever Am I a Girl started, because I didn't know that there was a gimmick to this. And so I click on it, started listening, and instantly I was like, this isn't what I signed up for. Where's the Mr. Bungle-esque sound?
But I think she's even gone into interviews and said that she doesn't like to stay the same for any thing that she does, which is fantastic.
But that's the thing, is as a new listener and somebody who didn't read any interviews, didn't know anything about her other than one little skit, I wasn't sure what this was. By the time I got to the interlude, I was like, wait. It started to kind of click in my head what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
By the time we got to Play Destroy, I was like, that's the Poppy that I know. That's what I came here for.
If you didn't see it, which you obviously can't see it because it's a fucking podcast, Devin just did that whole fucking Leonardo DiCaprio thing where he like leans out the front of his chair and points, and he's just like, that.
Yeah.
Once upon a time in Hollywood.
Oh my God, dude. And that's whenever I really realized, okay, I have to listen to everything. This is a narrative. So then I listened to Poppy.Computer, and I got the full picture, it felt like. Because at the time, that's really the only three things that were canon. And I don't even know if Flux is canon with that concept. It doesn't feel like it, and neither did the Eat EP. But at the same point, it's like, it shows the artist's growth. Because like, the thing about Flux is a lot of people were like, oh, this is a little bit more one note. Dude, no. Because first of all, even though the best way that I can describe it is something, it's not nu metal.
No, there's more like grunge element, more like shoegaze and
shoegaze. Yeah,
there's like dream pop elements, and there's even some punk rock shit in there.
Yeah.
It's a lot more organic sounding for her. It's a lot more stripped down, and I can see where it's like, oh, I don't know if this necessarily follows. I think lyrically it follows, but musically it's something completely different than what she had been doing, which obviously she changes it up a little bit every album.
Right. But the thing is, dude, there were some fans that were kind of like, not poo-pooing on it, but was just like, oh, well, this isn't what I expected. Dude, let her express herself, because really think back. Look at not Poppy, but Mariah.
Exactly.
The person.
Yep.
Because you look at her fucking history and what she went through, we're not going to even give this motherfucker the time of day. We're not going to say his name. Nothing. Fuck that guy.
Yep.
But you look at that, everything that happened, and then you listen to Flux, that is literally her turning trauma into triumph, and it's fucking amazing for her. Like, no, dude, like it's a fucking killer album.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make a very bold prediction, but I think I might be onto something. Do you know her cat's name?
I don't think that I do know the cat's name. However, I think it's hilarious that she had like the little milk carton that would follow her around everywhere and shit. And what was the name of the mannequin that interviews? Is it Christina or some shit?
Yeah, it was. Oh God, I know what you're talking about with the little Siri voice.
Yeah, she was in the I'm Poppy short film,
right? And
it was fucking hilarious because I'm like, yeah, it's all like full circle that movie is. So,
but the cat's name is Pie. And recently, Poppy released a song. It's not even on Spotify or anything. It's just on YouTube. And the title is 3.14. And it's a song about a cat. But it's an innuendo of her actual coochie.
And it's pretty goddamn hilarious, like the way it's composed.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the song itself is sick as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that she spelled out pie was 3.14.
Right.
Now, I'm looking at my watch right now. It is not March 14th yet. But she has said that she is almost done working on something. 314.
That's a Monday.
Yeah. So maybe, nothing is confirmed, just a fan theory here, but maybe on March 14th, she drops a new album or EP or something.
I would say like an EP, because she's about to go on tour.
Yeah.
So you never know.
But if it sounds like that one song, dude, that's going to be fucking killer, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, check out Poppy. Check out her music. Check out her YouTube channel. I mean, goddamn, it's an entire experience. It's not going to be for everybody, but I promise you it's entertaining no matter which way you look at it. I'm going to talk about an album that just dropped from one of my favorite bands called the Birthday Massacre, called Fascination. Now, I've been listening to this band since 2005, whenever Violet came out. And the best way that I can describe this band, for those of you that have not heard of this band, is imagine if Madonna was singing lead in an industrial goth rock band.
I didn't see it that way, but you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, just wrap your head around that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've never heard of these people, like, just wrap your head around it. So, it is a female-fronted rock band, just drenched in synthesizer, mind you, okay? And if you could put the colors black, pink, and purple together, but make it audible, that is this band. And I mean, obviously, it's their color theme, but my God.
It's the most Richie thing I've ever listened to.
It's really good, though.
Oh, yeah, dude, it's really fucking good.
Yeah, so not to get like real deep into this album, because again, I would love for everybody out there to experience it, but if you haven't heard of this band before, I would actually suggest you going and listening to their material from the beginning onward, because I feel like you'll appreciate the growth of the band into, like, they've kept their signature sound, but you can tell in certain areas where they have grown, where certain nuances become more prevalent in their music as far as the songwriting goes. Like, some of the songs may be more drum driven or more vocal driven or more keyboard driven. But I feel like anybody could really give this band a shot. Like, if you're a big fan of 80s music, but you want like industrial heaviness from like the 9 Inch Nails kind of era from 1990, and you also like really soft Dreampop sounding shit, this is the band for you. Now Fascination is a quick listen. It's like 9 tracks long. And I'll be honest, this one has a lot of similarity to Violet, their very first album. Now, there's not a lot of direct comparison as far as like, oh, this song is exactly like this song or whatever, but I feel like the attitude and the structure of each song itself kind of falls in line with that. Now, I know you got to listen to this album.
Yeah, dude. Normally, in my delivery truck, I bring headphones. I've forgotten them for the last few days, but today I remembered, and god damn, I was like, shit, okay, all right, Richie, you onto something here. I listened to it back to back, and I was just like, this is rad, man. Like, it almost like sounds even better whenever you listen to it back to back on a repeat listen. I was just in a trance, man.
And that's the whole idea, because I don't put their music on and just go like this track.
Yeah.
And then this track. Because that's really what it is. Like, it's easy. Like, this is such an easy listen.
Right.
Like, all their music to me is such an easy listen. Now, I'll leave you all with this. And, you know, like, again, I'm not going to like dive way deep into them, but if you're going to start out with any of their albums, start with Violet and then Walking with Strangers. Pins and Needles is their third album, and that one kind of marked production value change, where it was a little cleaner sounding, but damn good. Definitely check those 3 out. But yeah, the album's called Fascination. The band is called The Birthday Massacre. We're going to stick links in the show notes below to Birthday Massacre and Poppy and hell, everything we're going to talk about today. So just scroll up and check all that shit out. Let's go from one massacre to another massacre, sir.
Okay. All right. I like that transition.
You're welcome. Now, Devin and I literally just sat down not even an hour ago. We were finishing up the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022, which is a direct sequel to the 1974 original. It was distributed on Netflix. Now, it's a Legendary Pictures production. It's a Fede Alvarez produced movie. Devin and I have a lot to say about this motherfucker, And it ain't all good, but it ain't all bad. It's just kind of like, it's there.
Yeah.
I mean, is that the best way I can put it?
That's the thing. Like, and I told you this while we were watching this. I picture myself seeing this in the movie theaters, coming back, and somebody asked me, well, how was the movie? And I would be like, I don't know. Visually, everything that I physically saw was fantastic. The cinematography, dude, especially for a fucking horror movie, it was fucking beautiful. The color palettes, oh my god. Dude, some of the color palettes, I was like blown away by. I don't want to give anything away, but there were just shots in here where I was like, God damn, that's a wallpaper. It was gorgeous. The acting wasn't terrible. The kills were top notch. And then you get to the script, and I don't know. It's certainly not the script I would have written.
No, it's definitely not that either for me. This is the second attempt at a direct sequel to the original movie. And dare I say, Texas Chainsaw 3D and this one got shit right and wrong. The thing I liked about the Texas Chainsaw 3D that came out 10 years ago was the fact that they picked up right at the Sawyer house with all the police force just showing up and all that shit. This one, we get David Larroquette, who is the original narrator. Mr. Night Court himself is the original narrator doing, the whole... it's basically like an Unsolved Mysteries kind of thing in the beginning, but
yeah.
It zooms out and it's like a TV show. And we get these kids that are in this gas station going to Harlow, Texas. And apparently the plot to this movie is these kids are social media influencers that have bought this town that is just ransacked and just nothing left of it to gentrify it. They want to make it this kind of like Zoomer playland and tourism spot and all this other bullshit. But can we just be honest and come right out of the gate and say, if you take this movie at surface value, you're gonna think that, oh my god, this is the woke Texas Chainsaw Massacre, when in reality we feel that this is actually poking fun at woke culture.
That's what I got out of it. Like, God, I don't want to step on any toes here, but there was a scene with a gentleman and a flag, and I felt like the writers were self-aware as to what they were doing. I feel like they were making fun of the younger generation and how they are just easily offended by anything.
I think there's like a line right there where, like, yes and no. Like, it's absolutely justified that this character would be pissed about it, which right, of course.
Right. But the person that he was pissed off at was aware of why. She even said, I understand.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, the way that these characters are written,
yeah,
you really, and I'm being very honest, I hated these characters. I couldn't stand them. The only character that I gave a shit about was Lila, the younger sister that was traumatized.
Yeah.
These other characters could go jump off a fucking cliff, honestly. Like, I hated the way they were written. They were very one-dimensional, very smug. And I really feel like this movie was setting you up to be like, okay, we need to cheer Leatherface. Like, we're here to cheer him on. That's what I
got out of it.
Well, he was sympathetic, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, I felt like this was Leatherface John Wick in a way where... Well, hold on.
No. I'm not laughing at it. I'm just fucking picturing him, instead of putting he's putting like a skin mask on and then putting like his apron on and grabbing a chainsaw. He just puts a suit on.
Well, what I'm saying is
combs his hair back.
I know, but what I'm saying is like, just the way that he's just a guy that was just vibing, just chilling, minding his own business, and then everything was taken from him.
Yeah, like literally these fucking asshole people roll up in this town, making fun of the people that live there, mind you.
Yeah.
They roll into this house. Now, granted, this little town, and I say little, I do have to commend them for sticking to how small this set was.
And I like that it felt dirty. Not only like some random ass area in Texas, but also just like you go back and you watch the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's not a grotesquely violent movie.
No.
It's not gory. It's just fucking gross and grimy.
Yeah, it's gross.
And dirty.
Yeah, it's gross, but it's what you don't see. That's the charm of that one, is that your imagination gives you more violent scenarios than is actually presented.
Right.
Now, this one, on the other hand...
Oh, no, this one gives it to you in spades.
Yeah, now, to get to the meat of this story, they go into this woman's house who has been a caretaker, an orphanage owner for, God, years. And they're like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to be here because, like, the bank reclaimed this property. Well, the way they go about it with her... Now, granted, she's in the wrong, too, with some of the words that she uses, but at the same time, I still am just kind of like, you kids are dicks. You don't even have the deed to this fucking place that you claim to have bought. And you're telling this woman she can't be there. You go grab the cops, and she has a heart attack because she's stressed out. It's all she's got. Her and the one last kid from the orphanage. And she fucking has a heart attack. And they're bringing her to a hospital because the town is so small that the sheriffs are the ambulance. And one of the girls, I think it was, what was his name?
The boyfriend? The boyfriend's name was Dante.
Yeah, so Dante's girlfriend.
And we mean that literally. We watched this movie with subtitles. They didn't give her a name according to the subtitles.
No, and her name is Ruth, but they never call her Ruth in the subtitles. It's just Dante's partner the whole time.
Yeah, I'm like, is this fucking Tenet where it's just the protagonist? Like, what the fuck is this?
That's exactly what it is. But Dante and Melody are there to meet this bus full of investors that are coming to town. So Ruth goes in the van with the three, I think it's like 2 or 3 cops. Like, I think it's 2. And the boy, and I'm putting that in quotes, the boy and his mother croaks in the back. And I'm not even being rude. They really are like, oh, I think the old lady croaked. And I'm just kind of like, bro, you insensitive fucks. You're so screwed and you don't even know it.
That's a big ass motherfucker to be saying that in front of.
Dude, okay, so this kill is insane. He grabs the motherfucking cop's arm and breaks his forearm to where the bones are sticking out of the fucking skin, and he just stabs him in the jugular with it over and over and over. And when he's trying to pull his gun out and shoot, he forces his hand like over his face and he shoots the driver in the jugular. Notice the jugular shit happening here. They just crash into this giant farm equipment in the middle of some damn field. And then old girl comes to, and we figure out that this boy is Leatherface, which, I mean, it was obvious. He cuts the lady's face off, which he looked at as a mother figure for 50 years. He cuts her face off, and that's his new mask. But he definitely kills the shit out of that other cop that just didn't want to die, and he guts old girl like a fish.
Yeah, he did. And at this point, I was like, all right, I'm on board now.
Yeah, so the rest of the movie involves these kids basically trying to escape the wrath of this motherfucker because one of the locals that finds out the woman died, he goes and takes their keys, and he's just like, you know what? I don't believe you bought this place, and until you show me the deed, you're not getting your fucking keys back. Right on. Like, good on him, because fuck these kids at this point.
Yeah.
Dante gets goddamn filleted right across the face with a butcher knife, and it was the greatest shit ever because that bastard had it coming. I'm sorry.
Did they mean for him to be a even remotely okay person?
I don't know, but I didn't like him. I didn't like him.
I didn't either.
I didn't like Melody.
And that's the thing. I could tell that they tried with Melody.
Yeah, they really did try with her, but my problem is there was just nothing to relate with them. There was no... I couldn't.
The only one that you don't even really relate with Lila, but you feel sympathy for her.
Yeah, I mean, she's a school shooting survivor, and she makes friends with Richter. That's the guy that took all their keys and shit, but that's the other thing, too, is it was just this really weird thing where she's afraid of guns, and then, like, sometimes during the third act, she grows a set, which I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying they're setting her up to be the final girl, obviously. She grows a set and she uses a gun. And it's meant to be this real triumphant kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like this triumphant moment of her like getting over some fears and shit. And you're just like, all right, right on. And that's a big reason I like Lila. Melody can suck a fuck. Dante did suck a fuck. I mean, his jaw got opened up pretty fucking big. That was a good like makeup job too, dude.
It really was. And that's the thing too. We talked about the cinematography, the color palette. The makeup was great too.
The kills were amazing. The makeup was great. Let's talk about the bus scene.
Boy.
Look, there's a party in the bus with a shit ton of neon lights. And again, this is obviously a product of its time. Probably going to look at this film 20 years from now and be like, bro, you remember cancel culture?
Yeah.
Because they made a big reference to that shit because he climbs on the bus. Leatherface chops off the bus driver's head, climbs on the bus. Everybody that's partying in this bus just lifts their phones up at one time and you just hear like the sound of the record button dinging. And they're all either Instagram living or filming it on their phones. And then the one guy in the front, try anything dumb and you're canceled, bro. He's the first one to go because he gets gutted like a fucking fish with that chainsaw.
Which good for him, dude.
It was a literal Texas Chainsaw Massacre on screen in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film for the first time because he just mowed through all these sons of bitches on this bus violently. And it looked great bathed in neon.
Dude, the contrast between the blue and the red, oh my fucking God. That's what I'm talking about, man. Everything visually, fucking loved it.
Yeah, the script was so bad, though. And let's address the actual elephant in the room for this movie. I feel like the character of Sally Hardesty was severely wasted. Like, why bring her back? First off, if you're going to kill her the way you kill her off. Secondly, the amount of time she had on screen. Third, she's really not even the central protagonist. And she was the main survivor of the first film. And the fact that they were going to go out of their way to bring this character back 50 years after the fact and just relegate her to some supporting side character. I felt like they tried too hard to Linda Hamilton / Jamie Lee Curtis her back into the fucking story.
That's what I was going to say. That might be why they didn't make her the centerpiece. Maybe.
I don't know, dude. I would have absolutely made it about her.
But I think that's why they didn't, is because they didn't want too many comparisons.
They got them anyway. That's my problem. They got those comparisons anyway.
I 100% agree, but I'm just saying maybe that was the logic here.
I guess. But yeah, this movie is on Netflix. And definitely check it out if you'd like to find out the fate of a few of these characters other than the ones we mentioned, because look, I ain't gonna lie. I laughed my fucking dick off at the end of this movie.
Oh, yeah, dude. Because at first I was like, that's the fucking ending? Are you serious? And then the real ending hit. I was like, hey, this is cool.
Yeah, I just lit.
Yeah, like, that's kind of redeeming. Fucking loved the ending credits, though.
Dude, yeah, the ending credits, I was kind of pissed off about, not at them, but I was like, why wasn't the whole movie done like this? Like, the art direction and everything. Right. Just the real... God, it felt like a Tool music video.
Yeah, I see that, dude. It was fucking wonderful.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is out on Netflix right now. Definitely give it a shot. I will say it's way better than the fourth Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that came out.
Is that saying much?
It really is. This one was way better. It doesn't hold up for the original, but I mean, for what it is, if you're looking for like a good gory slasher movie and you don't really give a shit about the plot, you just want to see some motherfuckers get murdered, this is for you. But if you're looking for like, oh, I want to see this universe expand and I want to see the story of Sally Hardesty and how far she's come, you are so fucked.
Give it another 10 years and they'll try another sequel reboot.
I don't want them to touch this character for a long time.
Like I said, 10 years.
We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. The leaders in male grooming have done it again. Take your grooming game to the next level and join 4 million other men worldwide who trust Manscaped. Devin, the Performance Package 4.0 is here from Manscaped.
Right here?
Right here.
There it is. Look at it glistening in the light.
Should I tell you what's inside?
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. So inside this package, you're going to find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, the Crop Reviver toner, performance boxer briefs, all inside of a travel bag to hold your goodies.
For free? A free travel bag?
Free travel bag, my dude.
Oh my god, that's a game changer.
It really is.
Well, hold on. Tell me more.
First off, the Performance Package 4.0 includes the new Lawnmower 4.0. This trimmer is insane. You know, I think it might just be goated.
The GOAT?
I believe so. The greatest of all time, sir.
That's a high order.
Yes, it is. This 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor, a new multifunction on-off switch that will engage a travel lock, and it gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when you need a more precise shave. Did I mention it's waterproof?
It needs to be.
Do you want to take your grooming game to the next level?
Elaborate.
The Performance Package 4.0 includes the Weed Whacker to chop up the worst weeds in your nose and your ears.
Well, my worst weeds are on my balls, but the weeds up there are pretty bad too.
Well, the Weed Whacker is also waterproof, and it uses a 9,000 RPM motor-powered 360-degree rotary dual-blade system. This nose and ear hair trimmer provides proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps prevent nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate spots.
Good God.
But that's not all.
Tell me more.
Seal the deal with Manscaped's liquid formulations.
What?
Yeah, dude. Their Crop Preserver ball deodorant for before leaving the house, and the Crop Reviver ball toner for a mid-game ball check.
Now I have a question.
All right, shoot.
Will the ball deodorant leave streaks the way my armpit deodorant does?
Absolutely not, for it is a cream.
A cream?
That's right.
Oh my god.
That's right. And you'll be creaming yourself whenever you hear the deal that we have for you. 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com using our code SUPER. Manscaped is throwing 2 free gifts into this performance package. The Manscaped Boxers in the Shed travel bag, so that you can bring your comfort and boxers to another level. Get 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER at manscaped.com. Again, 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER at manscaped.com. Thanks, Manscaped.
You are awesome.
Hey, I'm Pantsless Aaron.
This is Stevie.
And I'm Augie.
And we are Because Fuck You, That's Why, the podcast that's all about playing games and having fun. Our games are mostly based on British panel shows or British game shows, but we'll play just about anything that catches our attention and imagination. Our show is all about laughs, so please come by and have a great time. Why?
Because fuck you, that's why.
And from one type of violence to a completely different type. So if you're stuck around to the end, good on you. If you're the pro wrestling audience out there, this is the segment for you.
This is the main event.
Yeah, we're going to get caught up on some of the AEW storylines, and not in depth too much, but basically, this is kind of a preview to Revolution 2022. We got a stacked fucking card for this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And I feel like each of these matches has had a pretty goddamn good build to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got the matches listed right here. Now, granted, we still have one competitor as of this recording that has yet to advance to the Face of the Revolution ladder match. So until we find that out, we can't really speculate on that eventual person's odds of winning. But running through this card from start to finish, Jade Cargill and Ty Conti for the AEW TBS Championship.
Yeah, Jade is gonna fucking just beat the shit out of her. She's 28-0. I don't see her losing anytime soon.
No, they just put the strap on her, dude. They're not going to take it off of her this quickly.
No. Dude, and I know you're not the biggest fan of this character or performer at all, but she's basically their Goldberg.
I hate that. I hate that so much. And the fact that this past week on Dynamite, she said, "Who's next?" That was the worst.
That
was the worst thing that she could have said. Like, she had me until that point. I was like, oh my God, you didn't just fucking do that, because then she immediately got the Goldberg chants from the audience.
Yeah.
And you don't fucking want that.
No, but here's the thing, though. She was being booked as their China. Now, she's being booked as their Goldberg. Going forward, will she be a mixture of the two? Or do you think she's going to find her own identity?
I want her to be Jade Cargill, because guess what? That's who won me over.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand her when she first showed up, because I'm like, really? Like, she comes in out of nowhere and they're just like, oh, strap a rocket to her.
Yeah.
When she got on the microphone, especially when she picked up Smart Mark,
Mm-hmm.
that was the best pairing they could have done.
Which, by the way, fucking love that name.
Smart Mark Sterling, I have been a fan of since the Major Wrestling Podcast.
It's so fucking funny.
He's fucking great. But yeah, that's the best thing they could have done for her, was give her a mouthpiece and also kind of let her talk here and there, because she's actually coming into her own. She's got that confidence. She's got that swagger about her.
Also, let's be honest, the fact that Bryan Danielson is helping train her, there are certainly worse people you could find to train somebody.
Oh yeah, Bryan Danielson is absolutely somebody you would love to learn from.
I would honestly say
He's top 5 easily. Even 3.
But hold on though, for all time, I would stick him in at least top 15, maybe even top 10 of all time.
Right. But yeah, and that's not to discredit Ty Conti, because I love Ty Conti. But let's just be honest, like, that's how this match is going to go.
Yeah, this isn't like we dislike her, we dislike her character. No, we're just booking decisions. Like,
exactly.
It's on the wall here.
Yeah. And then moving on, I also forgot there's a to be determined for the third team in this one, which, let's be honest, it's got to be the Bucks at this point. It's going to be Jurassic Express versus Red Dragon versus to be determined. I think it's going to be the Bucks.
Yeah, that's where the story is headed, and we're eventually going to get the Elite versus AEW's Undisputed Era. I don't know what you want to call that.
Bullet Club.
Are they going to... You think so?
Dude, Switchblade's there. Come on.
Fair enough. They're going to pull the trigger?
I believe so. I mean, think about the fact that just a couple weeks ago, Adam Cole was just like, once you're Bullet Club for life.
And they did say that whenever they first started implementing, like, the Good Brothers and all of that. But then they stopped saying it.
No. Have you kept up with Impact, sir?
No, I haven't. I don't have access.
Switchblade turned on God, the tag team.
Really?
He turned on them at their most recent pay-per-view and kicked them out of the Bullet Club. Then the Young Bucks fucking changed their Twitter bio and they were like, we never really liked Tama anyway, lol.
That's what they meant. Okay.
Yeah, and that night, the Good Brothers essentially rejoined under the table, kind of rejoined the Bullet Club. So
interesting.
That's what I'm saying. I think we're getting ready to, and not to mention the fact that we've been having a lot of New Japan guys coming in.
Right.
I think we're about to get a giant New Japan Impact AEW crossover with the Bullet Club.
Dude, I've got a full Blu-ray box set of Volume 1 of Bullet Club compilations, like I'm huge fan. Huge, I mean, shit, that's my generation. Like that is my version of NWO. That's what I grew up as the thing, so that tickles me to death. I have no way of watching Impact. So I had no idea.
I've been keeping up on like social media and stuff.
Okay, I got you.
But that's kind of where I think this is going. And I don't know if the plan was to put the titles on Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus as soon as they did, but I feel like that may have been an audible because of Rey Fenix's elbow injury.
No, because No, because it happened to that match.
That's what I'm saying. They may have called an audible.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
Think about it, dude. They keep titles on a lot of these people for a long time in this company. Lucha Brothers didn't really have a good title reign. They maybe had 3 months.
Not only that, but
they barely got to defend them.
Yeah, I was going to say the title run itself was very lackluster.
Yeah. So I think they may keep it on Jurassic Express, and maybe they'll build on Red Dragon and the Bucks costing each other the title opportunity here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where they get some more build. And then moving on, they're setting up a Or they already have set up a six-man tag. It's going to be Andrade El Idolo, Matt Hardy, and Isaiah Cassidy taking on Sting, Darby Allin, and Sammy Guevara.
Dude.
Yeah, and I mean, there's really nothing much to say about it other than it's a good way to get Sting, Darby, and Sammy on the card and put them out there because Sting is being treated like the special attraction he should be and is supposed to be.
Right.
I'm still digging him and Darby Allin's work with each other.
Really, the only thing I would have done differently with Sting was less appearances whenever he didn't do anything.
You mean like just kind of have him there sporadically or?
Yeah, like too many times I feel like he accompanied Darby to the ring but didn't do anything. You could have taken him out of that entire segment and it would have stayed the same.
I get that.
But that's also coming from a massive Sting fan growing up, you know, and to this day, like, dude, the man is incredible to still be able to do this shit.
Yeah, and the fact that he is as over as he is still, which is, you know, it's not hard to see why. It's fucking Sting, dude.
Yeah, and dude, Darby, that's the first guy that I looked at as an AEW original and it was like, that right there. Now, this was before I heard MJF cut a promo, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, I love Darby. The Matt Hardy situation, though, I'm curious. You think they're going to pull the trigger at the event? Or do you think it'll be the next Wednesday?
The next Wednesday, because Jeff Hardy's 90-day no-compete clause is up after the pay-per-view.
Ah, fuck. Ain't life a bitch.
Yep. But hey, that's more reason to tune in to Dynamite, and it'll probably pop the rating pretty good for him.
Oh, yeah. Everybody knows.
Yeah, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy is definitely going to be a thing in AEW. I mean, hell, it is such a Jeff Hardy thing to do. I don't even remember what the YouTube channel is, but he was talking to this one guy, not even professionally, not even like you and I are sitting here with microphones and a mixing board. He's like standing, and it looks like he's at some kind of like local. He might have been on his little musician tour, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
It looked like he was in a restaurant standing next to some like silver tray racks or some shit talking to this one guy with a dude filming kind of off to the side, real secretive looking. And Jeff Hardy, in no uncertain terms, said, fuck WWE, verbatim, and that he is going to AEW.
Dude, you love to see it.
To a dude's YouTube channel that has like 400 subscribers.
And I don't even dislike WWE.
No, but that is such a Jeff Hardy thing to do.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to just say it like, to some dude that's got like 400 followers on his YouTube channel. That'd be like Jeff Hardy coming over here and be like, hey guys, so I'm going to AEW. And we're just going to be like, congratulations to the 50 people that know about this now.
Yeah, like, we tell everybody, hey, we're interviewing Jeff Hardy tonight. And they're like, no, you're not. Whatever, buddy.
Fucking crickets, dude.
Yeah. Not a soul believes us. So nobody even listens to it. And he's like, that's the genius behind this. I can say whatever I want.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
That's why I'm the enigma.
Fucking love Jeff.
Right. Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston.
Kudos to Eddie Kingston because for the first time in a year, I care about a Chris Jericho match.
Oof. Ooh. That's harsh.
Look, I love Jericho. Don't get me wrong. I don't love how he's been utilized this last year.
Yeah, dude, he's gone from attraction to I'm happy he was off my television for 3 months.
Yeah, and it's dude, when have we ever said that about the guy?
I'll tell you what it is. At least for me. He hasn't done anything really meaningful in a while, not since his MJF feud. Like putting him over.
Right.
The Inner Circle breaking up is probably the best thing that's happened recently. Because let's be honest, Sammy Guevara is getting too big to be in that shit.
Yes.
Santana Ortiz have been grossly underused and made a joke of, in my opinion. They used to be a badass tag team. But this match, you know, I could watch Eddie Kingston cut a promo all damn day long because he's real, dude.
He's so fucking authentic, man. Just the way he carries himself. I love that character so much.
Well, here's the thing, though. He's so good at it. Even I'm sitting there going, hold up. How many cheap shots did he actually just take in this promo?
Yeah, he does give off the vibe like he would do that shit too.
And he does give off the vibe like there's very few people in that locker room that he actually gets along with. Like when he says he doesn't like CM Punk, I believe that he really hates that guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Chicago versus New York. I can see it.
When he says he doesn't like Chris Jericho, I believe that 100%.
He just probably sticks to Mox and Brody Lee whenever he was still around. May he rest in peace.
Right. And Ortiz and Santana.
Yeah. That's fucking funny.
I kind of hope Kingston wins.
Dude, if he loses, that's fucking stupid. Because just look at it from a storytelling standpoint. With the shots that Jericho took verbally, and then to pin him, I don't like saying this, but you're basically burying him.
True.
Because the whole promo that Jericho was cutting was him saying, you're a loser, you can't win the big one, and I'm the big one. So then for Jericho to say that and then beat him, no, dude, Kingston's gotta win that shit.
I certainly hope so. Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley. This has possible match of the night written all over it.
Oh, absolutely. This one, I don't know who's gonna win.
If they have a time limit, they could go the distance.
They probably will, yeah.
Yeah, because the whole story with this one is, them doing the whole, hey, we should be working together and training all of the undercard talent to take over and be like the next big things and all this shit. And Moxley was just like, yeah, before I join up with anybody, they got to bleed with me first and all this other shit. I'm just like, dude, the last 2 weeks with these guys have just been fantastic.
Dude, shout out to fucking Moxley, man. The dude's out there looking great. It's so nice to see him just actually look happy again.
I know, and you can tell the difference. Like, dude, when he came back,
oh my God, dude.
You could look at his whole body and his face and tell that alcohol was just bloating him up, the poor guy. I mean, my God. But he looks so good now and like revitalized. I literally cannot wait to see this match because let's just be honest here. If this was Dean Ambrose and Daniel Bryan, it would be okay.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be as good as Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley.
Right. Like the cuffs are off, particularly on Mox. Danielson works a lot stiffer. He's doing the best work of his career.
But Danielson has always worked stiff. Like he had to draw back in WWE, obviously.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But he worked. I wouldn't know if he works like too stiff. He might work snug. But you can tell when he's in there with somebody that trusts him enough, and when they're just like, okay, I want you to lay it in.
Yeah.
Like the match he had with Daniel Garcia here recently. Oh my God. I loved that. I know. I was so happy to see that because let's be honest, Daniel Garcia is a hell of a talent.
I've been saying since I saw him, I was like, that's going to be the next Bryan Danielson.
Yep. Okay. Say it doesn't go to a draw with Moxley and Danielson. Who do you want to see win?
Whew. To feel good, I want to see Mox. For the story to continue, Bryan. Just because I want to see that faction.
I wonder if this is how they're going to get around putting Moxley back onto his heel run that he was working towards.
Yeah, because that's the thing I've been saying to you and a bunch of my other buddies. I'm convinced that Bryan Danielson was the audible call. His heel run was what Moxley was supposed to do.
Yep.
So I feel like for the storyline, that's where this is going. Plus, I wouldn't imagine them talk about this and tease it and then not do it.
Yeah, I mean, but organically speaking, it's hard to hate this guy after what he's just come back from.
It definitely is. And I think that's why they are making it a longer story than it probably could have been.
It could be a tweener faction.
That too.
We haven't had like a really good Austin style tweener or The Rock style tweener character in quite some time.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like Bryan Danielson is he can be that because people still like the guy, but he's definitely a dick and he's a great heel.
Dude, he really is. It's his fucking smile. It gets me every time.
Mm-hmm. I want to see Mox win this one just to see what Danielson's reaction would be.
Okay. Or, you know what? Mox did say, I bleed with him first. So even if he does win, even if he beats the piss out of Bryan Danielson,
Earns his respect in the process, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I think it's going in that direction somehow, win or lose. But yeah, I could see either one. I don't know.
Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa for the women's championship.
That's an interesting one.
It's really hard to call this one, honestly, dude, because Britt's had such a great reign with this championship, but they have been talking about pushing Thunder Rosa as the champion for a little while. I'll be honest, dude. This is one of those matches where I don't know who's going to win.
I don't know for a fact, but if you put a gun to my head, I'm going to go with Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, same. And it's not to say that I wouldn't trust them keeping the belt on Britt.
Oh, no,
longer.
she's doing fantastic.
Yeah, she's doing amazing. You're doing amazing, sweetie. But she's kind of gone through the gamut of the women's division.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying, oh, what else is there for? But right now is the time to put the belt on Thunder Rosa and let her run and maybe do a fucking program with Serena Deeb.
And here's the thing. I've said from the beginning that Britt Baker was going to take the title from Hikaru Shida. And from there, it would be Thunder Rosa. I didn't realize how much time has passed. Because whenever you brought up the match, I was like, we ain't ready yet. And then you do the math, and it's like, no. She had a great run. I can't argue against it. And then plus, this would give a face the title, which means a whole new crop of possible championship matches.
Absolutely. And that's the entire idea about putting it on Thunder Rosa. First of all, babyface champion, somebody who's mega over as a babyface. Dude, Thunder Rosa is one of my favorite women's wrestlers right now. I mean, Britt is too, but Thunder Rosa, I don't give a shit if she's wrestling an enhancement talent or in the main event of fucking Dynamite or a pay-per-view. I like watching her.
Exactly.
My money's on Thunder Rosa. I'll be very surprised if Britt Baker retains. Just given the history between the two of them.
Right.
The Face of the Revolution ladder match for the future TNT title shot. You got our boy Keith Lee, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, and Orange Cassidy. I don't know who the last person is because I either missed it or they haven't announced what the next qualifier is. But I am lapping my ass off that you got 3 big men in this motherfucker, dude.
And one of them will win. My money is on Wardlow. Because here's where I think this is going. He's going to win. He's going to challenge Sammy for the TNT title. He's going to win. MJF is going to be like, that's a nice strap you got there.
You think he's going to Ted DiBiase it?
Yep. And I think that is where Wardlow is going to snap, turn babyface, and fuck MJF up.
You know what? I don't even want to say anything more about this because there's nothing that's going to top that theory.
Like that just makes too much sense.
Yeah, you're right. Because like Keith Lee it's too soon for him to win it.
And that's no disrespect. I love Keith Lee.
I love Keith Lee, but I think they're setting him and Powerhouse Hobbs up for a feud right now.
Oh, and how good would that be?
Give me that all damn day. Take my fucking money.
Everybody loves Keith Lee. He's got star written all over him, but so does Powerhouse.
Dude, Hobbs is my favorite Team Taz guy.
Dude. And that's crazy because coming in, we all thought that it was going to be Ricky Starks as a breakout.
I love Ricky Starks.
I do too.
He already is a breakout. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Ricky Starks and Hook, they're already skyrocketing. Powerhouse Hobbs is that organic guy that's winning your ass over. He doesn't need a fucking gimmick. He's just a bad son of a bitch.
His facials, dude. Like he's very, very good. Like he gets it.
He's animated as hell, dude. He has it.
He really does.
But give me that all fucking day long. Maybe Ricky Starks and Orange Cassidy have a feud that kind of swarms out of this.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. I'm curious to see who the 6th person is. Because they usually do a wild card entry for some of these things, unless that's the Casino Battle Royal or Casino Ladder Match or whatever the fuck.
It is, but I'm fairly certain there's one more person to come in.
Yeah, I just don't know who it's going to be. But speaking of MJF and CM Punk in a dog collar match, which, my God.
That's going to be insane.
Yeah, and here's the reason why. MJF probably cut the best promo of his career.
And that's fucking saying something.
I mean, this guy basically gave us his entire villain origin story. He was very real about it, too, where they talk about the photograph that he took with Punk back in 2007 at an autograph signing. And I mean, MJF went on this entire spiel about being one of two Jewish guys that was picked for the football team when he was like a kid, like really young, 11 years old or some shit, 10 or 11 years old, and how he thought he was going to fit in with everybody because he had severe ADD and all this other shit. And now, mind you, we're not telling a story about the quote unquote character MJF, but most wrestlers, when they tell organic promos like this, or when they give any kind of organic promo, it comes from a real place. And I have no goddamn doubt this is really what happened, but he's definitely turning it for his character. And I have some shit that'll probably blow your mind when I say what I'm going to say after the fact. MJF goes on to talk about how he got picked on and all this other shit, even on the team. And he went home and he cried after his practice or some shit. But he remembered that it was Friday and that he was going to go get to meet CM Punk. Cut to a week prior, CM Punk tells MJF, he was just like, yeah, for you, it was the biggest day of your life meeting me. For me, it was just a Friday. You cut back to this promo with MJF, and the man is kind of sitting there like, yeah, no, this meant everything to me because I looked up to you. You were my hero, but then you left. Like, he's talking about the infamous Punk walking out on a WWE thing. It's just like, then you left, you know, and I gave up on my dream, and I was so pissed off with you because you left when I needed you the most. And he pretty much just kind of packed up and went to college and all this other shit. And he said, well, you know what? Sees a picture on Instagram of him shaking Bryan Danielson's hand. And he's like, well, I'm going to follow my dreams and be a wrestler. And I'm going to be the best of the world in spite of you. Then kind of goes on to say, you know, you can beat me, you can bloody me and all, you know, the chains and all this other shit, but I'll never give up or quit because then I would be no better than you. And then he spins it back around with the whole I'm better than you and you know it. Which is crazy because in the middle of that promo, it was full-blown babyface promo.
Right.
But then he starts getting like sympathy from the crowd, but then he spins it right back around and draws them back into his heel persona.
And that's what I loved about it so much.
Right. To which Punk comes to the ring and is standing there and it's not on a microphone. He's standing there and he's just like, is it true? Like he's asking him, is it real? Is that true? And my God, with tears, legit tears streaming down his face, MJF just nods his head and says, yes, it's true, and leaves. Which sets up the greatest character development. And I will tell you why. Now you know why MJF treats Wardlow the way he treats him. Now you know why MJF is an asshole bully, because Maxwell had his trust broken by one too many people, including his peers and his hero, and he got his ass kicked and he got his ass picked on. He became MJF. MJF is the shield that guards the little boy, Maxwell, that was never going to be friends with anybody because he was getting his ass kicked and picked on.
And can I just say this about CM Punk coming out? The subtle little detail of him holding a fist.
Yeah.
And it was his right fist, you know, so...
He was expecting to be double-crossed.
Yeah, like, it's like, I'm coming out here with full, honest efforts to make this right if I can. But I also know who you are. Because too often in wrestling, the babyface is a dumbass and falls for everything.
Yep.
This was just... There were layers to this. So many. Like, it was so good.
Do we get an MJF screw over? Or do we get a Bret Hart, Steve Austin double turn a la WrestleMania 13 with these two, which I think would be stupid to do to pull the trigger on it. But if they did, it would be the biggest gamble ever because you're risking turning one of your biggest baby faces heel and turning one of your biggest heels babyface. Are we really going to go that route? Is this the blow-off match? Is this going to set up more in the future? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of unanswered questions.
The idea of Punk being heel, obviously that has me salivating. I would love that. And I have no doubt that MJF would be a great face. I wouldn't do that right now.
No, I wouldn't either.
But also, Punk being heel, I'm like, I would like that.
Here's the problem that I've got with that.
Mm.
What happened the last time they turned him heel?
I know.
He fucking plummeted.
I know.
I don't think it's done, but there's definitely going to... I feel like there's more than this.
Right.
This has to culminate in some kind of blow-off. And maybe the dog collar match will be the blow-off for like a little while and they can kind of move on to other shit. But at what point do you see either of these two men in the world title shot picture?
I don't see Punk in there anytime soon.
Punk won't be in there until probably next year at All Out. Not even this year, probably next year.
Yeah, because he's even said that's not his priority, which I commend him for.
At least he didn't paint himself into a corner with a stupid stipulation like some dumbass.
MJF, on the other hand, you know what? That's going to be the blow-off. I think they're going to take a break after this. Here's my prediction. I think come Double or Nothing, it's going to be Hangman Adam Page versus MJF for the world title. I think MJF is going to win it. Then come All Out next year, if they put it in Chicago again, it's going to be Punk versus MJF for the title.
They better give him a lengthy reign with that belt.
I'm sure they will. Whether it's Punk who takes it from him or Darby Allin, I can see that. Even though Darby has said, I don't need that, it's still something that I can see happening. I don't see Tony Khan saying, yeah, you'll never get it.
True.
No, too much money to be made.
Yeah. But yeah, I could go on about Punk and MJF all night. Hangman Adam Page versus Adam Cole. Obviously, Hangman Page is going to walk out with this motherfucker. I'm just calling it as I see it.
Absolutely.
But I can't wait to see this match on TV because holy shit.
Oh, it's going to be tremendous.
Oh, dude, both of these guys can work their asses off in the ring. Adam Page has had some of the best matches in his career over the last 6 months.
Dude, his title reign, okay. It's so easy to be like, but what has his feud been? And that's true. But I don't even care because every time he comes out, it's so fucking good. His matches have been insane. Like, I fucking love it.
His match with Lance Archer, dude, my God.
So good.
Yeah, his match with Kenny for the belt
was amazing.
Dude, that was a fantastic match.
Which, you can never go wrong with Kenny anyway.
Oh, no, not at all. But with Adam Cole, baby, yeah, I'm super pumped for this one. Adam Cole can work. Adam Cole can work a crowd. He's such a great heel. I think he's going to be a good foil for Adam Page, you know, because this is kind of like, all right, Adam Page has had a big ass motherfucker to defend his title against, and then he's wrestled Kenny Omega to win it. He's wrestled Bryan Danielson, and God, those were fucking great matches.
Yeah, they were.
Do you feel like this adds another layer to the ongoing eventual Bullet Club Elite feud? Because they're kind of showing signs of Adam Page getting back on decent terms with the Bucks?
No, I don't think so. I
Not that he would necessarily rejoin, but do you think that it's kind of showing they're mending fences a little bit?
I just think it's them drawing the continuity as to what happened at the last pay-per-view. But I don't really think anything will be built upon it. It's just the subtle detail of, yeah, we are acknowledging that was a thing. But I don't think Adam Page is going to be involved in that. I'm just curious to see what happens with Adam Cole after this. Because, okay, it was a lights-out, non-sanctioned match with Orange Cassidy, and he lost, but it's not on the record books. But either way, people are all screaming that Adam Cole is buried. And then he officially loses to their world champion. So you have a non-sanctioned exhibition match that doesn't count where he loses and he's buried. And then to the world champion of all people, you lose. People are going to whine and bitch about that. And then you've got the feud with Bullet Club and the Elite. And whenever that happens, it'll be Kenny coming back. Does Kenny lose his first match back? So do you see what I'm saying here? I don't agree that that would mean that Adam Cole is buried whatsoever. But I can already see people crying about it.
I can too, but hey, that's the way the goddamn cookie crumbles sometimes, people.
Yeah.
You gotta crack a few eggs if you're gonna make a goddamn omelet, okay?
Right, it's all storytelling.
Yeah, and I can tell you this right now. The biggest reason people bitch about it, and I'm not even knocking this because I actually think it lends itself to wanting to see your guys win, and the win-losses meaning more, the fucking win-loss record is the biggest reason people bitch. Nobody really bitches too hard in WWE when people lose because we kind of expect everybody to have their turn on the shit sandwich machine.
Right.
However, in AEW, a loss, even in story, means a shitload.
Right. Which I'm glad, but also I never realized how much toxicity would come from this.
Yeah, you're right about that. But yeah, my pick is Adam Page, obviously, just to keep this fucking train rolling.
Absolutely, yeah.
But, you know, before we leave, because, like, that's all we really have for this, goddamn, this is a stacked card.
Dude, I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, all right, obviously, WrestleMania is going to do better numbers, you know, because it's WrestleMania, you know, like, that's just... But I'm looking at that card versus this, and I know that they're still a month out.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, this is a way better card.
Yeah, it really is.
Like Brock versus Roman, even though right now they're both doing exceptional work.
We synced it.
Yeah, several times.
We were there.
Yeah. That's right, we did.
Yeah, we were there.
So, been there, done that, kinda, even though they're doing their best work of their... Well, maybe not Brock's career, but Roman is.
Yeah.
Everything else, I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, that's going to be good. Not to say that I don't care, but it's just kind of like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see it. Whereas this, I'm like, bro, that's kind of overwhelming. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to see this pay-per-view either. And we will be back in March with a bonus episode reviewing this pay-per-view, given the results of the matches, just kind of going over our thoughts on it and all that shit. So just stay tuned for that. That's really all I've got to say about Revolution predictions. Visit supermediabrospodcast.com for past, present, and future episodes. Check out oddpodsmedia.com for all the other shows on the OddPods Media Network. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on social media. Buy the goddamn merchandise. Don't forget to also leave us a voicemail at our website, or just leave us a rating and review on Podchaser, Apple Podcasts, GoodPods, you know. God damn it, Devin, don't be going fuck no more wives.
I have a problem.
It's not a problem. Thank you all very much for listening to this week's episode. This has been an Elite Massacre in Uncanny Valley, episode 213.
Yeah, what he said.
That's right. Until next week, I've been Richie.
I'm Devin.
Shades on.
We're off.